It's like when I did the voice thing with Now, for those who actually was there for the charity event. I was actually using my VTuber, but it could only work for 30 minutes because after that, the internal camera of my computer or my laptop stops working. I don't understand why. It just decides like, nope, I don't understand what this is for something anymore. And it's absolutely bullshit, so yeah. The only thing I know I'm kind of used to camera is when I started filming myself in Karlskrona. Which is kind of interesting. The first days, I didn't really do much. I was actually kind of like saving money and things like that for like the Lego event. So I was mostly just walking around, showing people around. Now, there wasn't not many people watching that one, but when the video came out for the Lego thing, that was another. That was another whole goddamn story. Like, you know what? Let me actually go and check this just quick because I can. I know it's like we're gonna go to to a game, but I want to just check these a bit, just a bit quick. Let's see here, my videos. There we go. I realized I didn't fix the video for today. I'm gonna have to do that. I don't know why. I completely, utterly forgot that completely. Here we go. So Lego Day 1, it was 3 viewers, and then we have like Lego Day 2, 2 viewers. Then we have Lego Trip 3, 236. So 236 watched the Lego trip where I went to the convention with all the Lego things. Which is understandable. It's like, that's the high point of my travel there. The rest of that was just me seeing if like a travel video could be something, but I have watched other people's travel videos, and they do a bit more things there, either like cooking, showing off places and stuff like that. Mostly my thing was just showing off places and just talk. There wasn't really too much of interesting things. The defendant planned to set off 3 fire pistons. Fortunately, the third was discovered before it could be detonated. For had it not, the victim's body and the other vital evidence would surely have been immolated. Objection! Yeah, the question is like, wouldn't the one that did before you utter a word know that the evidence supports? So, yeah, like the problem is like if that would actually have exploded, it was not just the body that would be destroyed, it would also be the killer, as they believe. Ooh, what is this for something? Oh, 0 sugar. Natural taste of strawberry and raspberry. Nice. I just got a drink for my mother and father. As it is still undergoing forensic investigation, I do not have the evidence on hand. However, know that a peculiar item was found in one of Mrs. Starbuck's pockets. Specifically, a bomb detonation switch. You found what? Alright. So this is basically just before the explosion case. I suspect the defendant had no time to destroy such damning evidence. When the Space Center director and Detective Arm stumbled across the murder, so he thought to hide it in his pocket. Feeble brain that he is. No one is that. I probably shouldn't say no one is that feeble brain, but hiding it in your own pocket. So I'm just gonna move that over there. There we go. That feels way too feeble brain. It's like, oh, I don't know what to do with this pocket. No, Mrs. Starbuck would never do anything like that. just as though. Open your eyes and see the truth. This appears to be irrefutable evidence that the accused set off the explosions. No. Yeah, there's gonna have to be some sort of mistake. Still can't accept it. You believe in your client, come what may. Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself? What? Yeah, that feels a bit odd. Like, why would I cross-examine the defendant myself? It's like that's not. It's like Blackwell's controlling the entire game. Yeah, it seems like he was waiting for me to bring up the body moving issue. Why do you say that? Because he just had the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had a decisive evidence up his sleeve too. He was trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck and break me down. And making you cross-examine Starbuck at this point was part of his plan too. Totally underhanded, but I wouldn't expect anything else from him. Now let us hear from the arch-villain, the fiendish murderer himself, famed astronaut Solomon Starbuck. I forgot what voice I gave him this guy. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. Jesus. How did this happen? Mr. Starbuck, you are looking very well. Will you be able to give a testimony? I don't think so. No. Well, unfortunately, no is not an opinion. An option, actually. You are being accused for the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations. Jesus. Mind if I take this suit off? It's getting really heavy.
Silence!
It's not the wide weight of the suit you feel, but the butt of your sins. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life. Banish me to the moon. I don't care anymore. Wow, that was super negative. Is he going to be alright up there? He'll be fine, I think. I hope so. Like this guy, holy crap. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is. I hope so not as well. But now you look at least determined. Sorry, I was just drinking. All I did was to put Clay over my shoulder and to get us out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Clay had passed out by the time we got to the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay, I was trying to save him. So you assert you didn't set off the firebombs or murder the victim? Oh, set off the bombs. Where did I read fire from? My brain sometimes. But I bet you think you're lying, right? I reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony. I'm sure you don't believe me. But you don't even believe I am an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Who would wear a suit like that except an astronaut? I will say that when I saw you in that movie. You appeared quite courageous, though I suppose reality never quite lived up to fantasy. I guess I'm just a big disappointment. I really don't care what happens anymore. Oh no, he's completely given up. What's that? What a depressing fellow. If you were to join me in the clink, I imagine that that annoying side of yours would rub off on the other inmates. Like how it rubbed off on the prosecutor Blackwell seconds ago. That was Blackwell's sign, apparently. When we zoomed out, that was Blackwell. Oh dear lord. The question is, what does it mean? Even Mr. Starbuck is my client. It can't be gun shy now. So let's find out the truth. Yep, let's go. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, all I did was support Clay over my shoulder. Actually, what do we have for evidence here? Because yeah, this is like supports him. Basically, I had him over the shoulder. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed to the corridor. You know what? Let's press some stuff as well first, so we can see something. So what you're saying is that the victim was still alive at that time. Of course, he was alive and well.
Silence.
If so, then you admit you took a man who was alive and well, and silenced him permanently with this. What? No. Black hole confirmed dead ahead. It's... Oh, okay. I'm not gonna try and do that. That's just... What the hell? Mr. Starbuck, you're not in space. Please give your testimony seriously. It was just nerves, but maybe I shouldn't have said he was alive and well. It was more like he was slumped over. Okay.
Hold it.
I think I made him sound like that just because of all the sighing he does. Is that the elevator inside the launch pad area? That's right. We always use it to get in and get to and from the cockpit. That makes sense. He was just using the route he always used. In spite of the fact there had just been an explosion. Huh? I think Mr. Starbuck is hiding something. Something pretty big. What do you mean by explosion? Hold on. Wait. Yeah, elevator. I remember from something from last week. The one was that despite high security, police officer is not right. The police have been standing evacuating instruction. Ah, power outage.
Objection!
Oh shit. Apparently not. Fuck. I missed it. My mistake. I felt like there was something about the whole elevator part. Yeah. Objection overruled. I get it. Just get on with it. You took the elevator down. Explosion sparked a fire on the second floor of the main building and the middle level of the launch pad near the elevator. Fuck it, let's press everything else just in case.
Hold it!
Just in case, if there's something I'm missing. Passed out. Why was he passed out? Probably because of the explosion. The noise and vibration were incredible. It's a little wonder a person would pass out, right? I don't think so, because if that sound and the shock of it caused him to explode, that means he's definitely not used for like the force of when they go up in a rocket. Yeah. The main engine is on fire. It's gonna... Okay, there we go. You really have actually a problem with space, to be honest. Yes, I see. I guess it does make sense that someone would pass out. Especially if the person in question is Mr. Starbuck. Anyway.
Hold it!
Don't worry, I understand. I'll make sure everything turns out alright. But everyone's glaring at me like I did it. Apollo, you have to reassure him better than that. And how am I supposed to do that? Try to imagine how he is feeling and use that to figure out how to boost his confidence. Mr. Starbuck, think back to what Clay used to always say. It's times like these when you would repeat, "I'm fine," to himself. Fine? Yeah, I guess he did say that a lot. But even if I shout it, Clay will still be dead. What's the use? Jesus. Ugh. Could somebody please reassure me now? Yeah, it's kind of backfired. Apollo, there's something strange about Mrs. Starbuck's testimony. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. There's a glaring contradiction. I just wonder why it's there and what it means for our case. Well, it doesn't look like he's lying, at least. Yeah, so I think it's the one I reacted to, which is basically the elevator. But unfortunately, it wasn't this thing, which we was talking about the thing. I think it's this one, because it says actually near the elevator.
Objection!
I think the blackout was the like elevator part, but no. Mrs. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible. Was I not being accurate? No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level. What makes you say that, Mr. Justice? Please recall where the bomb went off in Launchpad 1. Also recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flames. Oh, you're right. Which means... Exactly, the Launchpad elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is deadly inconsistent with the facts. Decisively inconsistent with the facts. What's with a helmet? Yeah, Mission Command, do you hear me? Please come in, please.
Objection!
He is losing it. This is Mission Command. I order you to pay attention. Stop this nonsense and answer my questions, Mr. Starbuck. Jesus. Wow. Okay, he completely lost it. Mrs. Starbuck, we are not in space right now. Please stop pretending you have lost consciousness and stand back up. This man, we're trying to help him and he is not helpful at all. I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth. I feel like we just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut. Yeah, this is more like an astronaut now than he was doing all that sighing. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement about how you used the middle level elevator? I was nervous, and I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I actually took a different route, I think. A different route? I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time. I get it right this time. Maybe. No, I mean probably. Probably. It's understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you, accuracy is paramount in court. Okay, so what exactly do you have now for us? It sounds like he either didn't know how he got down, or he's uncertain of how it actually worked. Let's see. My escape route. What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe. Probably. With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right. There's a ladder that spans under the upper and middle levels. I used that ladder to get to the middle level. Luckily, I finally hadn't reached the ladder, so we could make our escape that way. And the capsule you mentioned, I suppose you mean the thing next to Mr. Terran here. Was the capsule that important that you would risk your life to take it with you? It sounds so uncertain that I believe it was actually Terran that helped this guy out. And he don't remember what happened. And then Mr. Terran died, and they thought he did it because he was the only one there that wasn't not there. It almost goes without saying, but yeah. That capsule contains asteroid sample. Therefore, it's invaluable as a research material. With his spacesuit on, Clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer to the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is riding on your testimony. Maybe I am guilty after all. I wonder if you can see the stars in prison. But it's more comfortable than a spaceship. I don't know. I am lost with everything you're talking about here right now. Let's see, my escape route. What I said before was a mistake. I remember I took a different route, maybe, probably. With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level.
Hold it!
The upper level of the launch pad area. That's right. That's what I said, isn't it? Granted, that route does exist. So to recap, you had clay over your right shoulder and the capsule in your left hand. Yeah, it's really important, so I couldn't let it get burned up. So even though clay was really heavy, I couldn't afford to carry him with both hands. I did the best I could with him over one shoulder and the capsule in my other arm. You know what you have to do with that statement, Justice Dona. Yes, I know. Well, I've come this far, no turning back now. It's time to present some evidence. So, Mrs. Starbuck escaped with clay and the capsule, which means it's just like the footage. I can see why he couldn't run though. Mr. must have weighed over 200 pounds just by himself. Yeah, and he had to support Clay, who was another 200 pounds. Plus, he had to ensure the safety of that capsule. I don't think I could even walk under those circumstances. Walking straight forward is probably about all I would have been able to manage. Oh shit, I went too far. There you go. Yeah, okay, I know what he means. I don't know what evidence, but basically, in the capsule in my arms and with clay in my arms and capsule, it went away. But the problem is the only escape route is basically the question is, which one do you do? The explosion sparked a fire on the second floor of the main building and the middle level elevator. I could do this because it actually shows there.
Objection!
Yeah, it shows the ladder. Mrs. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? The truth. Let me see. The Earth is blue. No, that's not right. I guess the Earth isn't blue. Oh yeah, that's it. Well, the truth, Mrs. Starbuck. We probably should have actually allowed him to take off that suit because he thinks he's way too much in space right now. Mr. Justice, a witness appeared confused. Please help draw out some truth from him. Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, he couldn't possibly have reached the boarding boarding launch via the upper level route. Huh? Not as long as with the... This was along the escape route. Yeah, the ladder.
Take that!
To get down from the upper to the middle level, it was a lot where the launchpad 1 is corridor is. You would have to go down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mrs. Starbuck? Of course. That was the only way we could escape.
Objection!
But how could that work? At the time you were supporting Mr. Terran over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear as well, putting him over 200 pounds. Oh. Well, it's easy on the moon. Gravity is only 1/6 of what it is on Earth.
Objection!
But the space center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear with one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other is impossible, would you say? Oh. So, Mrs. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full? Mrs. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth now. Not the oxygen thing. I don't know why. I don't like doing these voices because it's absolutely ridiculous. Oxygen leak detect. Oh my god. Oh. What the? He's gone. Help! I'm caught in the ceiling. Help! Anyone? Miley, prepare to cherry pick it. We must launch our rescue mission at once. Well, that's one way of taking off while being questioned. I'd rather prove his innocence so he can go to space again someday for real. I don't think he wants to. You already have problems on Earth. I don't think he needs to go to space. Now then, Mrs. Starbuck, do you think you can keep yourself planted on the ground? Yes, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Not that. Anything but that. What's going on? This isn't the Mrs. Starbuck I know. It appears the space boy is prone to deception. Witness. Yes. I thought your story. But perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect. Wait, hold on. Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't talk about that. What are you talking about, Prosecutor Blackwell? I think I know. The problem is, I don't think we have shown it off yet, but I think they showed off, he needed to take, antidepressant or something. Not depressant, calming him down from his space travels, basically. Did I not already state that Space Boy is ironically terrified of going to space? That's why he took some precautions just before the launch. For you see, traces of his anti-anxiety... Oh, it was anti-anxiety. Well, anti-anxiety. Yeah, two different things. Drug were found in his system. Oh. Since things are about to nosedive. You got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation too. I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took my own medication, I swear. It was found in the system, but it doesn't remember taking it. How could that be? Somebody must have slipped them to me. But I'm guessing that's why I don't remember. Because of the side effects. Yeah. That's why I don't remember much about what really happened. What? Order in court. Yeah, we can't get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything. Well, this certainly explains why his testimony keeps changing. Why didn't he just tell me he couldn't remember? I guess he didn't want anyone to find out that he was terrified to go into space. Maybe I really did it. Which brings us to the answer of our original question. How the witness climbed down the ladder with the dead body. It does. So what is it? A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaints. Just a stoner. So the body was simply dropped down from the top of the ladder. Hold on, nah, fuck that, no! Cause of death, stabbing to the victim was discovered in the 3rd floor. The problem is, if that would have happened, he still would be bruised as hell. Fractured and everything. Like, look, that is basically one whole floor. It's like the discussion we had on the last case in chat, where basically, yeah, he could have dropped on the mat, but he could basically land on his own hand and break it. Like, okay, so it should be a fracture. Oh my eyes! And then the defendant would climb down with his free hand.
Objection!
Drop the body down. Who would do such a disrespectful thing? Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself. So, you're capable of quick thinking. Yes, you are correct. Really? Well, apparently we were correct. What do you have to say about this? But this is the oxygen tank from the victim's space. It ruptured, and I'm sure you can figure out why. You can't be implying it ruptured when the defendant dropped the victim's body. I am. For they fracture easily when struck. If that's true, the tank's explosion and shrapnel would have left mark on the entire body. Yet, according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning.
Silence!
A spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, just as though. It includes the latest technological devices and is made of the fabric of tomorrow. This fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space. So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer.
Objection!
Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well? It should. And yet, through sheer coincidence, the knife slipped through the weak spot in the suit structure and found its way to its target. What are the chances? You forget that our client is an astronaut, himself with the knowledge of how the suit works. Yo, Gabby, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I've been chilling a bit today, trying to work with my scenario stuff, doing other things. But now my argument has been proven. Spaceboy killed the victim in the rocket and then dropped his body from the upper level. But yeah, how are you doing? I hope you have a good Tuesday. Well, I'm doing good. Just added the roulette thing you probably can see on the stream. To explain that, they apparently have an event now. Oh, I'm doing good. Got like at least half of the things I need to leave in like 2 days, so I'm doing alright. That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear it's going alright. Wonderful. I'm just gonna take a sip of a drink here. But yeah, so apparently the sticker thing that we have talked about before, they have an event with the roulette thing, which is ongoing and they don't know when they're gonna stop it, so apparently they extended it until no resolution there. So apparently the roulette is kind of like, you know, the wheel most people have. So I have basically put in the ASMR sentence, if anyone like, I'm just gonna say, something within reason in ASMR voice. Pull tarot cards, do a fishing thing on the fish thing, and giving people free stream loot chest. This unfortunately yes costs money, but the event itself right now is that For the viewers, there is a chance of winning sticky bomb points, which allows it to work as a free currency. And not only that, there is a chance of winning to the streamer, not the viewer, but to the streamer, $100. Which basically, I've said it before, that money would go to streaming itself. So that's just a little thing I added for now, because why not? I don't believe there's too many people that gonna use it, but I just have it there. As I said, like, I'm not monetizing my streams because I don't really need to, but I just thought, like, why not? Let's have it there if anyone wants to use it, and like, why not? If anyone would win the big ass thing, then why not? As I said, it's gonna go back to stream, which either means games to play on stream, hardware I can use, or things for the community, depending on what I can figure out. After climbing down, he should shoulder the body and made sure the camera recorded. There is no room for debate about these facts. It's clear that Solomon Starbuck is the only one who could have killed Clay Terran. And you haven't missed too much of the game. We're basically just having tried to figure out what the guy's been talking about because he believes he's in space still. The report regarding the astronaut's oxygen tank. Consider it my send-off gift. Feel free to use it as payment to cross the river Styx. Alright, nice. The victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendants had 80% remaining oxygen in display on the left shoulder. Hey, this report is pretty detailed. Displayed also on his left shoulder shows the remaining of the incident. The victim's tank was ruptured and the remaining oxygen was 0. The tank belonging to Starbuck, who claims to have carried the victim, said it was 80% full. Ah, yeah, okay, here is the problem. So basically what we have here is one guy holding up another. And they basically believe that this is Starbuck because he was the only one alive and he basically just dropped the body down the ladder. But the thing is, if it said 50 before it raptured, or 80 before it raptured, that would mean that this is not Starbuck because it says 50. Ha! They said it was 80 full. Tanks were functionally properly at the time. I guess that means these glowing cyan digits represents the amount of oxygen in the tank. I'm done for. I'm going to prison instead of space. Yeah, I gave him that voice just because it sighs so much. It's like, oh my god. Space boy. Yes. Take heart. The bejeweled night sky is still beautiful, even when viewed through bars. You mean the stars as seen from prison? Yeah, sure. You can ask. That's right. Your cell will be your spaceship. Picture the view through the iron bars. It's like being an astronaut in your own craft for all time. That's not a half bad thought. Mr. Starbuck, Mosquito Blackwell's got to him good. A spaceship prison cell. Fly me, my guilt and my despair into the deepest, darkest space. I don't know why, but it feels so weird that I'm Indonesian, but I can't Indonesian that well. Sorry, the way you just put that was actually kind of funny putting, but I do understand what you mean. I don't know, I guess just a personality, like, it's like, for example, me and my sister, we have 2 different English accents. Wait, I forgot to speak. Oh, speak, okay. I read it as you're from Indonesia, but you can't you can't do Indonesian things very well. That's what I put it. Like, I mean, didn't mean like just speaking. I thought about like the food or other things. Okay, that kind of makes much more sense then. Fair enough. Huh. I can't say too much, to be honest, because I have two languages in my family. It basically, well, to be honest, what you said is true as well. But yeah, when I was younger, like I'm still talking like two languages. Like I speak English on stream and with friends. I speak Swedish normally. Like when I was younger, I did have issues with like Swedish and English because they basically collided with each other for me. So not the easiest. So I can kind of understand the feeling of like that being a thing. So I can say nothing more than that. It's more or less fair, actually.
Objection!
And apparently this guy wants to go to prison now. Thankfully for Mr. Willy here, we have something on him. Haha. Mr. Starbuck, you can't give up hope. Oh. Yes, Apollo. You know, Clay really looked up to you. He said you're an incredible man. He said you'd never give up on dreams and passion for space, no matter the situation. He said that. So don't give up now and help me prove your innocence. For the sake of the man who respected you and believed in you, Clay Terran. For Clay. You're wasting your breath. It's gonna fly off, to be honest. Wouldn't surprise me, he's actually already flied off once. He pulled his parachute and flew up to the ceiling. Talk about ventilation actually in this place. Apollo, thank you. I can see things clearly now. Mr. Starbuck. I'm fine now. Thanks for reminding me of my life's mission. And I still have this voice because basically that's what the voice I gave him because of all the psi he has. And after that, we'll get you back into space. You're ignited, the booster rocket of my soul. I'm fine. I'm Solomon Starbuck, astronaut, a cosmic hero chosen by the universe itself. Jesus, this is no time to be whimpering and crying. I can let you and Clay down. Can't let you and Clay down. Boulder down. The sun, the moon, all of space is calling me, Solomon Soul Starbuck. Everyone is counting down now. Wait, it's actually going. He actually lifted a bit. Okay, fair enough. Well, I feel like I witnessed an actual rocket launch. Apollo, you did it. You brought Persecuted the Black Hole's grip over Mr. Starbuck. I can't take the credit. It was all Mr. Starbuck. He pulled himself through. If you simpletons are done massaging another one's egg, no matter how positive you move, my advantage remains unshakable. How? We can fix that. I have but to wait for the final guilty verdict. Isn't that right, your boldness? Don't worry. I don't know when I'm gonna put this there, but we already figured out the problem. It can't be Solomon that basically fixed the... or like that had him over the shoulder, because though it was raptured, it said 80 before. No, wait a second, hold on. Am I thinking this right now? This used to say the defendant had 80 remaining oxygen. Oh yeah. For some reason I just turn around at things. I thought this was like... But yeah, this has 0 and the defendant had 80. But the defendant was basically the one with 50. Mr. Starbuck just had to make it back into space. I won't allow Clay's dream to remain unfulfilled. I got to destroy Blackwell's argument somehow. Think, Justice, think. If the only people at Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mrs. Starbuck, and if Clay was already dead by the time this footage was taken, then only one person could have killed him is Mr. Starbuck. So the only way to counter Blackwell's argument is if he can prove that Clay was still alive when they arrived at boarding launch. I can do that easily. Because the guy who is actually holding the other one up is not Starbuck, it is actually Clay. Because Starbuck had 80 until his thing... Until, well, I don't know it until it fractured, but he had 80. But that one says 50. Which means that we already have something. Now let's... About this data we just received. It supposedly proves that Mrs. Starbuck dropped Clay's body in Launchpad 1. If I'm going to prove that false, then there must be something I can use here. Enough of this false. Your boldness. Let's have your verdict. Prosecutor Blackwell, you seem to be in quite a hurry to rush the verdict. But about this oxygen tank data you submitted just now. It says that Mr. Starbuck's tank had 80% remaining, while Mr. Terrance had 0. Do you stand by the accuracy of this report? Of course. Then I guess it simply means that it's faulty, as evidence goes. You will explain what you mean, Justice Stoner. It's simple. This evidence contradicts the facts of this case. Take a look there at the detailed description and you see what I mean. I hope you have some evidence, Mr. Justice, because I don't see what's so contradictory. Yes, Your Honor, right away. This evidence, yep, I know. Bam! And how does this evidence present a contradiction? The problem in this part here. Yeah, there we go. Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carried Mr. Terra. It appears to say 50. Yes, but according to the data, our client's tank had 80% remaining. The oxygen in the tank increased. I see Your Honor finds it as strange as I do. It's bad enough that there is a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond illogical. Oh my, you're absolutely right. What is going on?
Silence.
I too find it odd that the oxygen's remaining has increased, but will be as odd as if my rations were to increase. Either he's stalling or he hasn't understood that it's not that's not Starbuck that's basically carry the other guy. But what does that prove? It doesn't change the fact that it is the defendant carrying the victim's corpse.
Objection!
It does. Yeah. I'm going to bet you don't get more rations because you don't abide by the rules. Either way, the oxygen remaining shouldn't increase, just as your rations don't increase. Therefore, this new information is critical and we can't overlook it.
Silence.
In that case, do you have any answer to this riddle of mysterious increasing oxygen? You better not disappoint, or I'll declare the inconsistency as a mere equipment malfunction. He really is the one that is like, you do the rules here. If you fail, I can tell however I want. Possibly Blackwell has a point. I suppose it could be a simple malfunction. Mr. Justice, if you cannot provide adequate counter-argument to this point, I'm afraid I must bring this trial to an end. So, do you think I can explain why the remaining oxygen level increased? Of course I can. I don't understand why no one else has thought about this. For him it's like, yeah, it can only be this guy that is awake. And I don't really understand how that is. It's like, is he just stalling? Or is he just stupid? So this man with a 50 on his tank to be Mr. Starbuck. But if anything, the display on the oxygen tank should have been shown as 80. This is a clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. So what I should be asking now is not why did the oxygen level increase, but what had happened to make it look like it increased. I don't really need to think this thing through. They're two different people. Well, Mr. Justice, we're waiting. Yes, Your Honor, I'm ready to answer. This is why the remaining oxygen appears to have increased. They were going the other way, the victim was carrying the defendant. What if the other way was the other way around? The other way around. Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice? As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage. But it turns out this is where our base assumption went astray. We assumed that it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran, but it was the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran at all. It was Mr. Terran who was helping Mr. Starbuck to the boarding lounge. It was what? Because that would also explain why Mr. Starbuck cannot remember anything about the escape. Because he was basically drugged or something, and Terran had to get him out of there. Oh, order everyone, order! Mr. Justice, you mean to tell me that the person on the right of this image is the victim, Clay Terran? It's the only way the riddle of the increase in oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor. At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was at 50%. And when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank was 0%. That's right, there's nothing contradictory about the oxygen level decreasing. Exactly. This means Mr. Terran was alive as they made their escape to the launch.
Silence!
How short are your memories? Have you forgotten what yourself proposed? Even if the victim was alive at this point in time. How did he descend the ladder with his arm?
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, you can't hurt me with a broken blade. Excuse me. It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. I suppose that needs further investigation. But we have proven that Mr. Terran was alive when he reached the boarding lounge. This fact alone shatters your claims, and opens up a possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party. That's the only thing we needed to prove, actually. We don't need to prove it. How did he get down? Because he did say the only way to get down with both the capsule and the body is to drop the dead body. But this proves that both were alive. We don't need to prove how did he get down, because if he still is alive, something happened within there. We don't know. But that would mean that something happened there. Yeah, bro mine, welcome to the stream! How are you doing? And I'm doing fine today. Just been chilling a bit. Tried once human a bit. Kinda would hope that they had private service, but it's such a... They have like online events and stuff, so I guess that's why. Yes, waffles, flames and dinosaurs. Nice, but how are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Yes, chilling. Chilling is good. But can we truly trust their statements? Let's see. The two people were Detective Candace Arm and Jury Cosmos, right? Oh my god! Yes, it's certainly possible. We might have to do a little more digging. It seems we have to hear the testimony of these two people on the scene. Score. Come to think of it, Detective Arm should be in court right now. Miley, could you please show Detective Arm to the stand? Who said hold it and why? I have an announcement to everyone. I forgot what his voice was. What's the meaning of this? We're in the middle of a trial here. Please remain calm and careful. Someone has reactivated the bomb. Almost defused, but it is about to explode. Okay, so for those who doesn't know what happened in this game, the first case with this was basically the courtroom bombing. And everything up till now has been like a flashback of Apollo and Athena working together as like, this is how everything went. But now we're back to full on that this is the bombing. Oh no, everyone is panicking.
Silence.
Headless chickens with a death wish. The lot of calm yourself afore all else. Come on, Apollo, let's get out of here. But what about Mr. Starbuck's dream? And who will carry out Clay's final wish? I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting this bomb blow the truth up forever. I refuse to letting things end here. Apollo, it is not time to be dramatic if we don't get out of here now. We're gonna die. Come on, this way. Hey, ouch! Let go, man. But also, yeah, I'm gonna also add this to everyone that is coming to here. For example, you get Bromine. We have a little event with the sticker thing. Hold on, I think I have this here. Sticky, there we go. Yes! Basically, with a sticker bomb, you can put stickers on the screen. Basically anywhere you want. And right now they have an event. They have technically 2 events, but one is basically the donation bar. If that gets filled, they will add 10% extra. Don't worry about that, I just have it there for fun. Like, I'm not monetizing my streams, I just have them there for fun. But they also have the event to the left of the screen, which is basically the roulette. So you have a few own things there, for example, pulling some tarot cards, doing ASMR sentence, not like whole 15 minutes, but basically just say something within a certain limits with ASMR voice. And fish and free stream loot chests, stuff like that. But basically, because of an event they have now, which I don't know when it's gonna end, there is one chance for the viewer, or not like one chance, yeah, one of those are an extra chance of getting points, which you can use with the sticky bomb to put stickers freely on the screen. Basically, it's like a free currency. And the other one is for the streamer to win $100. To be honest, because it's a paid thing, I thought first of not having this there, but I just thought, why not? It's like, it doesn't really matter. I just have it there for fun. Juniper. She hasn't evacuated yet? Juniper, are you alright? Apollo, no! Not that way. Yeah, so this is basically where everything happened. This is where the beginning of the game pops in. We actually already had some weird ass stuff happening on stream. Pretty soon. Who was it? Was it you, Gary, that basically made some GIF lick me? I know I have it somewhere. Definitely. Hell yeah. Oh, just gonna scratch my ear a bit. Yes, we're gonna continue the game because we are having fun. It's really nice to stream. I've said it before, I would want to like grow as a streamer, but like, I just enjoy having you all here. Talking to you all, just doing some nice streams and stuff. Who are we playing as? I think we might be playing as Phoenix. I'm not gonna use my own voice for this because I don't know if we are gonna play as Athena or Phoenix on this, because I think Apollo walked out on us for now. I do love myself a piece of that Swedish lord. Fair enough. Fair enough. Furthermore, Apollo suffered massive injuries from being there when the bomb went off. I don't think he... that's the thing. He has the eye patch, which we believed was from the bombing, but this was before the bombing. So I think he was actually at the space center when the bomb went off. And that's why he actually got that injury. Unfortunately, Juniper Woods was fingered as accused courtroom bomber. Athena and I knew she had to be innocent, so we took her case on. We managed to clear Miss Wood's name. Captain Miser was right. I should get something to drink because I'm feeling pretty thirsty. Good God, fair enough. That's a way of seeing it. Luckily, I already have something to drink here, so I'm fine. Okay, so who are we playing as? That would be kind of nice to know, so I know which voice I'm gonna do. Apollo is a tough guy, but this is taking its toll on him. Yeah, poor guy. Being attacked by a Toadmate like that, on top of all his other injuries. Yeah, so basically he had a smack in the back of the head from Toadmate. His arms are damaged from the explosion, and his eye is probably damaged from the space bombing. Apollo is resting at the nearby Hickfield Clinic. I had some experience with that place myself. What an awful turn of events. I never thought he'd land in a hospital of all places. You must miss him too, huh? Now that you don't have anybody to tease. Don't worry, he's young. He'll get quick and be back before you know it. It's been a while since I last saw Truce. You looked so down. You won the court case, yet nobody feels much like celebrating. Alright, enough of this, people. It's no time to be moping around. Now dry those eyes, both of you. You're the only one who was crying, Athena. Technicalities, look where... We have to work to do. We have to take over. Take over what exactly? Apollo Space Center case, of course. As no verdict has been reached, there is still a chance. I agree with Athena. We should pick up Mr. Starbuck's defense. We have to avenge a fallen comrade. Right, Daddy? Apollo hasn't exactly fallen. He's still alive, you know. Good. Now that that's settled, let's get going. Come on, we gotta run. Wait, right now? Oh, I better not be running the whole way. There she goes. I better go and catch up. Can you take care of the office, Druzy? Sure thing, Daddy. Let's be careful out there. In the meantime, I'm going to bake some cookies and fill up my magic panties for you. I hate that that is a sentence. Druzy seems to be feeling a little better. I can always count on Athena to perk everybody up with her enthusiasm. Oh, she's back. Don't mind me, just forgot a few things. The wallet, phone, the documents, my bag. Sounds more like you forgot everything. I can always count on Athena for that too. Alright, you two. Let's be careful out there. I still hate that as a sentence. I know we managed to talk about that in one time, but to be honest, it wasn't really the best clip apparently. But it makes it worse about talking about baking some cookies and filling my panties. It's like, excuse me? It's not a sentence you want to hear, really. So our client is one Solomon Starbuck. He's so famous, even I've heard of him. That's right, he's a super famous astronaut who works for the Cosmos Space Center. He was actually up in outer space 7 years ago. Oh, that was actually when this game started, if I'm not mistaken. Like the first Apollo, not Apollo. The Ace Attorney one. The Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. That was basically 7 years ago. I would explain why no one has actually talked about him in the first games, because he was up in space. You seem to know quite a bit about him. Oh, you're back to your old self, huh? Or new self? I don't know what to think about it. Wow, that was the longest sigh I've ever heard. Apollo told me all about you. If Phoenix writes, Apollo's mentor, right? Yeah, that's right. Mentor has a nice ring to it. Technically it is, even though he doesn't think of it. Don't worry about a thing, Mrs. Starbuck. Mr. Wright and I have gotten you covered. And you're the new kid that Apollo told me about. Okay, what's an astronaut doing in prison? Knifing his comrade? To put it simply, we found Clay Terran dead in the Space Center. And the only one people believe could have done it is basically his mentor, which is Solomon Starbuck. So that's why he's in prison. Wait, don't you know you from somewhere? You mean other than your trial? I don't think so. I guess so. My mistake. Jesus. I'm not gonna sigh like that because I'm gonna yawn each time I do that. My memory isn't what it used to be. My mind and body are kaput. Same goes for my life. He was arrested in space. Not in space, he was about to go out in space. To put it simply, basically they were going out to space again. And there was 2 bombings at the space center that they tried to flee from. They believed that he was the one carrying Terran's dead body here, but apparently it was the other way around. And, well, Solomon is not dead, he was just collapsed. So, basically we know now that both of them were alive, but someone stabbed him, Terran here. So they were going out to space, but they weren't there yet. I mean, I am astronomically unlucky that I had a bomb go off in the middle of my trial. It was Mr. Tonin that did that, but that was a hell of a timing. Because the bomb that exploded in the first case with the elephant, that was actually the one that was found at the Space Center. So to put it simply, I'm gonna show you the map. So on the rocket's middle level, there was an explosion. There was an explosion on floor 2 on the main building. And they found the elephant with an extra bomb in the launch on floor 3. And that was the elephant from the first case. Trying to defend me would be like trying to enter the stratosphere without a spacecraft. Yikes, he seriously got to stop depressing himself. Cheer up, Mr. Starbuck. Besides, that thing you said about entering the stratosphere, that just means we shine like shooting stars, right? Like shooting stars, huh? You know, you're right. Why did I think of that? After all, that's what we all put on this earth to do, right? Shine like stars. Guess I shouldn't mention the fact that shooting stars burn out in a flash. Oh yeah, here we go. Don't swim up again. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I feel alive now. You can go ahead and ask me anything you want. Is that really all it takes? You say that to someone that believes he's in space and basically suffocates in the middle of a courtroom? Yeah. Man, not gonna lie, I'm so uncreative right now. I can kind of understand. I've tried to like do some creative things to...
Ashley Mizuki Robbins.
No, that probably means what you talked about. Fair enough. When I actually first played the game, I was around that age, to be honest. When I played, that was like, yep. No, wait, yeah. I for some reason I thought of AI and not another code. So you have your memory at you have no memory at all from the incident. I'm so ashamed. My memory of the time is as black and clouded as a dark nebula. Still, it's strange you don't remember a thing. Are you sure you didn't take one of those anti-anxiety pills like they said in the trial. Yeah, they said he'd take pills and that for some reason made him forget what happened. But I think it was more than that. He was absolutely knocked out. And that's why Terra carried him out. It is true I developed a fear of space because of what happened 7 years ago. The only joke I can think of to do with the stickers is either just text bubble, which is so overdone, or licking your chest. Fair enough. Don't worry, something pops up. Having a fear of space is not something an astronaut can brag about, you know. Oh, so the so-called Hat 1 miracle. Must be a terrifying experience. I can understand, like, I'm trying to find things to do with my streams as well, basically. And I really can't find anything. I got that virtual sexual harassment race, I guess. I am afraid to ask what that even is for something. I was so afraid to ask what that is for something. But I'm still an astronaut at heart, come what it may. I will never take drugs that might impede my performance just before a launch. To be honest, I don't even know. Fair enough. A launch meant everything to me. That's more certain than the theory of reality. This is like a completely different person now. This is the face of a... Oh, sorry. Good God. But the tranquilizers were found in your system. Yeah, seems that's the thing. I don't know why. Done for. Yeah, what's up, Gally? If you don't take them, then maybe somebody's... Well, if you didn't take them, maybe somebody slipped them to you? Exactly, that's what I thought. It must have been the real culprit. The medication was in my locker, but they could have gotten their hands on it. Have you ever posted a PNG of your avatar on Discord before? I don't know. I don't think really I have. I know like I've sometimes shared it on Twitter depending on what stuff has been happening, but I don't think I've shared it on that. I was looking through for it and I realized I don't think I've posted a new one on Discord. Yeah, I don't think I have really. Because I basically made this one and then I was like done with it and then I started using it. So it was not more like it was done rather than, oh, here is the progress. Maybe the real culprit also planted the detonator switch in your pocket. Yeah, that's gotta be it. I've been framed. I'll say it even managed to plant your prints on the switch before slipping it in. It's a real possibility. Do you remember anything else that might be relevant? You posted like the beta one and the art you did, but not this new one. Yeah, I guess I did like the updates of like, oh, I did this one, I managed to do this. But then this one I kind of just started doing until I actually was done with it. Anything at all, no matter how small, like about a murder weapon, for example. That knife, I think it came from one of the Space Center's utility kits. Utility kits? Yeah, staff who works on machinery a lot are given these special toolkits to use. All technicians have them, so I doubt you could prove whose knife it is. Okay. So it might be one of the techs. So the miracle? As I recall, your last trip into space was 7 years ago, right? That's right, it was a pretty rough experience. During that mission, we had all kinds of problems with the craft. You did? What kind of problems? Power failures, oxygen leaks, busted radio, cracked windows, loose control column. The heat shield came off when we were entering the atmosphere. That was a goner. But I managed to make it somehow with the popsicles and ice packs from the freezer. No wonder they dubbed it in the Hat 1 miracle. It's a miracle he made it back. Space is a boundless place, which is why it continues to capture people's imaginations. sure I could do that. But can I at least ask what you're gonna use it for? I'm just kind of curious. Darkness just goes on forever and ever without end. There's nobody else there. Nobody was gonna come and save me. Yeah, sure. I can post it in the Discord. It's not really like anyone can steal this one anyway. I basically have every core thing of this thing. Hold on. I just have so much shit there, I'm gonna just have to find it. I either have it in the PC one, which is the ones I transferred, or I have it in the normal one. Just a little moment, just gonna see if I can find it somewhere. I guess it must be in PC images then. Okay, Lord version 3. I think we were on version 4. Should be something here for the reactive. Here, the reactive ones. Which one is the second one? There we go. I'm gonna go to the art gallery. There.
A crown fitting for the Lord.
Yay! I have a crown. Woo! There we go. Added the reactive at least for my persona on Discord. I'm gonna have to update someday because of like the food. This boots really look kind of odd, and I think I'm gonna like someday update it. But that's gonna be on someday. I don't know really when. Yes, my persona. Also, God, these dark sounds. Alone with nothing to listen to but the sound of my own breath, breathing and hum. Kept scrambling to make repairs, but I couldn't keep my hands from shaking. Spirits like that would make anybody afraid to go into space. Speaking of which, have you ever played a Persona game? Not a main one, but I think... No, wait. It's not a Persona game. I think I have played one of the... I think I played Persona Q. That was the only Persona game I played, but I have played other... Yeah, I played some different Shin Megami Tensei before. But other than that, I've only played the Q one, which is kind of like playing the... I don't remember what it's called. I think it was like Eteria Odyssey, something like that. The experience you had, weren't you dreading this mission? What? No way, of course not. Even now I'm gonna go up into space so bad I can barely stand it. I wanna shake off the Earth's gravity as escape velocity and spin around weightless. But you have to admit it was pretty harrowing. Weren't you even a tiny bit afraid? I was afraid. Of course I was. Still am. Space is man's final frontier. An unknown world. The cosmic truth is out there waiting for us somewhere. The cosmic truth, huh? Also cosmic horrors, who knows? Cthulhu somewhere out there, more than... Cthulhu's the big chest. No matter how afraid I am, I'm sure I can manage. If I give in to my fear, I will never find the truth. As long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight. One thing is for sure, Starbuck's passion for space is undeniably a real deal. Jesus, was so much to talk about this guy. I have not learned anything good yet. The victim Clay Terran. He was kind of like your protege, wasn't he? Well, it wasn't a big exaggeration deal like master and apprentice or anything like that. But Clay did think of me as his mentor. Mentor and a protege. What a combination they must be. With this encouragement, I knew I could get over my fears and go back into outer space. But now... It must have been very encouraging, huh? Yeah, it's funny, really. Whenever I hear his shout, "You're fine," I always got the feeling everything really was gonna be just fine. You're fine. Apollo says I'm fine and you're fine. All the time too. And I always feel encouraged too whenever I hear him shout it. Yeah, Clay and Apollo were best buds. He used to come and visit Space Center a lot. Ever since they were high school kids. One day out of the blue, Clay even told me he wanted to be my protege. Those two hung around Space Center so much they were like part of the staff. Time during Zero G training, I started to panic a little bit. Two of them, they took turns shouting "You're fine" over the radio. It was a simple thing, but it was exactly what I needed to hear. So I'm fine and you're fine were like Apollo and Clay's secret phrases, huh? I wish I could ask Apollo more about Clay and their relationship. Speaking of Clay, how do you suppose he climbed down the ladder with you over his shoulder? Sorry, but I can't even begin to imagine. He actually did climb down that ladder, so a way has to exist. From the freedom of space to the walls of a cell. But that prosecutor said the dark night skies and the half-path through buried windows. That came out of nowhere. And Athena Sykes is fine, fair enough. Come on, Mr. Wright, you too. You don't really have to... Phoenix Wright is fine. I can't hear you. Phoenix Wright is fine. Well, get you back into your space yet. We'll get you back into space yet, Mrs. Starbuck. I believe in your own innocence and have faith in us. Apollo believed in you wholeheartedly, and that's good enough for me. I believe in you too. Thank you. Thank you both of you. I put my faith in you. And I vote to make it back into space. All I need first is not guilty verdict. Sure feels nice to reassure herself, even every now and then, that we're all fine. Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's get over our investigation to Space Center. Our investigation of the Space Center started pronto. Good idea. Let's go. Yes, time to go. Space Center entrance. Nice place. Wow. I was wondering what kind of place this Space Center would be. It almost looks like an amusement park for the future. Yeah, did you know that they let the public see their rockets up close? Oh, check it out. Look at how brightly the Gyaxa logo shines in the sunlight above the entrance. Gyaxa. I really dig the stars and rocket motive it got going. Gyaxa, huh? Isn't that the new name of the Federal Space R&D program? Yeah, but why the strange acronym? I mean, what is GIA supposed to stand for? Galaxy? If that's where then the whole thing would be something like Galaxy Exploration Agency. Which, if you ask me, I'd abbreviated GAXA or even Gaia. I guess so. Oh, I know. Maybe the person who came up with the name just really likes the letter Y. This exchange is beginning to feel oddly like deja vu. Anyway, this place is more than just a research facility. It's also a tourist attraction. Tourist attraction? Don't make me laugh. Yo, it's a monument to the human race. Who is this? Galactic scooter, full speed ahead. Who is this? Oh, damn. Oh, you posted the meme. Hold on. Oh my god, you actually did this. I do... Well, meme. Fair enough. I do love you did that, but you didn't actually just... I don't know, screenshot one of the videos. Because this did happen. On stream. Yikes. Who is this geezer and what did he want? Look upon me and look well. All the great power of space science. Pardon me, but you are... My glorious name is Yuri Cosmos. I am the director of the Cosmos Space Center. The center of the cosmos. Well, now I can go down... I'm gonna go down to your foot. Good god. Oh, good god. Boss, that was pretty groan-inducing. If this person is the Space Center's director, then that means... see, we're one of the first to discover its clay body, weren't you? I'm trying to find a good voice for this guy, because sure, it's older, so the kinda like judge style does work, but other than that, it's difficult to me to find something. Alright, we can't ask Kara like Candice now, because she's gone. Correct! I was honored to be the first man in all of space and time to discover the body. But this talk of the incident, are you by any chance the space police? Can't take the word space onto just any old thing, you know. I'm Mr. Starbucks lawyers. We're here to investigate this case. Oh, and we're Earth lawyers, by the way. I see. I've heard about you. In that case, by my esteemed privilege, I grant you permission to investigate. I thought I wanted to make a meme, but I just wanted thirst. Fair enough. I trust you are appropriately grateful now. Go ahead. Have at it. Lore accurate Gani. Fair enough as well. Speaking of lore accurate, I actually did... hold on. One note, because that was a... I did talk about like my scenario, and some of you did want me to add the Mandic the Tithe-smithy. So I did actually add him to the place. Let me just... Where did I actually... What was the name of the place? Was it in Vastus? Yeah, local smith. No, that's the rumor. But yeah, Mandic the smith. I didn't call him the Tithe-smithy because that's basically just his title. So I actually gave him a little quest. You had to find something for him. And basically what I gave him for item to give to people is a well-fitted steel plate. That apparently gives 12 defense. The insight is the magic defense because it's not fitted to the status. -4 initiative. That would be well fitted. Yeah, exactly, well fitted. And 4 and physical resistance. Which is very good. We thought of everything technically does resist like physical. So yeah, I actually added that because I sat down like added some items as well. Like, what would be items you mostly could find at these places? Because yeah, I might need to do some changes depending on what people place and what they want to do. But like well-fitted steel plates, like yeah, we can definitely work with that. Otherwise, I can just do well-fitted something else instead. I have the Boom Blast, which apparently is a transforming firearm that either shoots fire or air. And it is, well, good against constructs. I have the Arcanum of the Mist Angel. I'm still very new with the Arcanum, because they don't have really rules. They only have, like, what works within the game. And it's like, right now, the merge one is that you gain Ice Attribute, and for attacks, and gain Ice Resistance. And the Dismiss cause minor ice damage on on target and it feels slow. Honestly, well fitted is a really dang good way of saying that type of armor. Yes, exactly. That's because there is something called steel plate in the game, because you can't create your own items. In the techno fantasy and the high fantasy, there is like how to create custom weapons, because it's more accurate of how to do that. There aren't really any way of creating armor, because most armor rules are already within the area, so there's no way of really doing that. But the main book does actually have rules of how creating rare items. So that is why I also named it the well-fitted steel plate, because I added the physical resistance thing, which apparently gives like 1,000 more in thing. So yeah, I decided to call it well-fitted just because of the whole thing. I can already tell it's going to be nothing but trouble. I don't want to hear you say that, you'll see what trouble really is. Let's just be professional and ask him about when he found the body, okay? So I'm just gonna have to find some people to play with. I think Leort wanted to try this out. I did ask Now, and I think she was up for it. Because the whole thing isn't really done, but I kind of wanted to see like how it would work, because technically this is a big-ass scenario. It's not meant to be like a one-shot. So even if I would play with someone, we would be able to just at least try things out and see, does this actually work? And if we found something like this could be like this, I could just write it down, just like a little note that change this, make this better. Because I want to make this like publicly released as well, so people can have it. Because I am not good at creating scenarios and worlds, so that's why I want to do like a playtest as well. And I know how difficult now it could be, so it's like, it would be nice to have something for this game that you could just like, people could just do just to try it out. Because as people say as well, it is easier and better to do homebrew scenarios, because of you were the one creating it, you know the rules and you know what to change. And I can absolutely understand that rule, because I am very like rule driven with these kind of games. So when I read something, I'm just like confused of how can I change this. So director, what do you do here at the Space Center specifically? Defend space across the galaxy and promote space development in this country. No matter what obstacles stand in our way, we'll keep going for the sake of humanity. I believe I used the word specifically in my question. Attention all personnel! To your break station, prepare for break. Oh, I get it. You just wander around and tell people what to do in a self-important manner. Oh, that's a way of doing it. Yeah, now this is definitely a real boss figure. It doesn't do anything other than telling people things in a very, what was it, self-important manner. Yes, that's exactly right. Well, I forgot to read the rest. Yeah, because I am an important man. My manners is important. Mr. Wright, this man doesn't get sarcasm. Well, there's bound to be some people like that here in the boundless of space. What's that? You want to know what it is that makes me important specifically? Very well, I will tell you. It was the central figure of the Hat Project. You may proceed to be appropriately impressed. Now go ahead, have at it. I might be more impressed if I knew what he did for specifically. I just realized the Mario star on his chest. If you see on the left side there's a Mario star. Could you tell us what you know about the incident from the other day? I don't think it's supposed to be a Mario star, but because of like the holes for like when you sew it on, yeah. I refuse. What? Explaining is a job for a common folks, not the director of the center of the cosmos. My testimony, which will go down in space history, will be heard in the courtroom. What? So, does that mean you will be taking a stand tomorrow? You're gonna be invisible. Invincible, not invisible. Invincible. Yeah, exactly. That is correct. I will be the most glorious witness in the history of mankind. Not sure he really understands what being a witness is all about. Looks like Director Cosmo is the type that only talks about what he wants to talk about. Hold on, there we go. Then let's at least try to ask him about the things he might be willing to open up about. About Hat 1. The Hat 1 was a rocket that was launched into the space 7 years ago, correct? And despite numerous problems, it somehow made it back home. I suppose it is part of my job to educate ignorant young folks like you. Yeah, sure, ask on. Very well. I will impart to you the complete story of the Hat 1 project. Thank you very much. Hat 1 is a noble mission was to collect samples from an asteroid. Mr. Starbuck was the pilot for that flight. Eventually, the Hat 1 reached its planned orbit, from where it launched a Hope probe towards the asteroid belt. Do you ever just want to do something and you even do everything? Sorry, I had difficult reading that part. You even everything to do it, but you just can't push yourself to do it. Kinda bit today. I have everything to do it, but you can't push yourself to do it. It depends on if I feel restless and stuff, because I kind of wanted to draw today, so I either wanted to draw a map, because that's the only thing I can draw, or I tried to draw like my mascot for the stream, but I really couldn't. It was like I was doing over and over again. I just felt like I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, so I'm just gonna say no. So yes, it does happen to me. But then after the terrifying struggle, the Hat 1 returned safely to Earth. The struggle was when the incident known as Hat 1 miracle occurred, right? Yep, so it definitely happened to me. Like, for some reason I just became a bit restless before. Not in a bad sense, because I have been restless really often recently. But you all should know the reason now, because I complained too much about it. But today was just normal restlessness for some reason, so I was just like, I can't really continue here, I don't know what to do really. As for the Hope probe, it eventually arrived safely at its destination. It obtained a few samples from the asteroid and returned to Earth but a few days ago. So what kind of samples are there? What's in them? The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We have had time since they just came back the day before the Terran's murder. Regrettably, we had no time to inspect the samples due to everything that has occurred. But this puts our space development program ahead of other centuries before several years. It's quite impressive. I kind of like how I roll the R's, because that makes this guy a bit more different than like doing the judge voice. In the golden age of space development, our predecessors were successful in bringing a moon rock back. That is the greatest achievement in the history in this space center. The public fell in love with space and all its glorious potential. A moon rock, yeah? I remember that being big. Our endeavors with the moon rock live on in our work with those asteroid samples. And I want to bestow new hopes and dreams for the future upon mankind once again. That is my mission as a man who stands at the center of the cosmos. I heard there's a lot of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. Sorry, I started burping a bit just because of the drink. They say the results could possibly have a huge impact on all of civilization. It's like we were in a new space race with every other country out there. What? Bite your tongue! It's not for anything so base as money or politics. It's all about a brilliant future that awaits mankind. And all for my illustrious mission. With the recent budget cuts, my staff tells me finances are tight. But I won't hear it. I guess even space program has to watch his budget, definitely. By the way, you seem awfully knowledgeable about all this thing, Athena. Huh? Oh, well, I thought I better brush up for the case. Is that so? Well, I'll be on my way. As you can see, I'm very busy and very important man. Galactic Scooter, fire up the main engine. Max battle speed and engage. I either want that thing to be rigged to be completely ridiculously fast, like so it makes like clouds of smoke behind it, or absolutely the slowest thing you've ever seen. I want either of one of those two, just because of the way he wants to get away from there. I guess we better get going too. You bet. Let's make it so. Okay, so where do we go? Boarding launch. Oh, I guess this must be the place where it was supposed to be bombed. To be fair, I kind of would want to have a window like this, where there's a screen behind it, just like create whatever I want behind there. The problem is like the fucking how much space that would take. Did my wall of text appear at all to you? No. The last thing I see is damn, that's so real, and then I saw man. So I did not see a wall of text. Yeah, this launch. Let's see if that diagram the police made again. Right now we're in the middle of the building here on the right side on the 3rd floor. Yeah, that is odd. Most of the time it doesn't have any problem with putting on a wall of text, so no clue. Claim Mr. Starbuck fled here from launch pad 1 after explosion. You there? No admittance without express position. Something. Oh, we're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We come to investigate. Sorry. Nobody gets in without permission. Not even the police superintendent. Can't have Detective Fulbright getting mad at me. So Detective Fulbright is here, huh? Yeah, this is in the Launchpad 1 corridor. Go get clearance from him and then we'll talk. Leave it to me. Great at getting intel out of Detective Fulbright. Let's see, what trick should I use on him today? I don't know if I should be grateful or afraid. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't put up the text. We just have to go through that door with a blue rocket on it, I think. Wait, that door. Well, I'm just gonna copy and paste it again if you don't mind. It is just mindless ranting. If you want to, you can put it in Discord instead. That works as well if you know. There you go. It looks awfully familiar. Good eyes there, boss. This is the corridor that Mr. Starbucks used during the escape from the launch pad. Ah, that explains it. The fingerprint system has been deactivated, so I think we can just pass through. Come on now, let's go. Wait, do you mean we're gonna have to move? Oh yeah, we're gonna have to move, okay. I didn't know if it was like a other thing. Jesus, yeah, there's been an explosion there. Even in space, safety first. I'm pretty certain safety first in space is probably fucking safety first no matter what, really. Otherwise it would be completely terrible. So, this is it, huh? This is the corridor where the two of them used in the escape. Yep. This is the only thing connecting Launchpad 1 with the main building. So the police tape down in the other end. It won't be looking at the launchpad. After explosion, this whole corridor must have been filled with smoke. Oh, also, may I ask, Twitch making their homepage look like Blog and TikTok is a big pain in the butt? Because I just closed the stream for a bit and random streams plays. When I come back on stream, it needs to reconnect. Yeah, I don't really watch too much on my phone. And whenever I go to Twitch, I mostly just go to the ones I follow directly or my own page. So I don't really get the automatic main thing people. So yeah, I don't even know how to look at whispers anymore. Yeah, it's not really the best. Twitch like to just baffle out things they believe are good and hope for the best. And the launchpad itself was probably a sea of flames. Must have been pretty scary for them. Now, where should Detective Fulbright be? Oh, hey, I think that's him over there. What should I do? Which path is a path to justice? He seems to be lost. That's funny. This corridor is a straight shot. It's you, lawyer people. Welcome to Space Center. Enjoying a relaxing day off, are we? Here for a little rocket scything. We're here to investigate the scene of the scene, same as you. Do you have any info to share? Boss, if he acts at all reluctant to give us the information, we hit him with a whatever shall we do act. I'm sure he'll fall for it. Got it? Are we trying to catch the unruly family dog here or something? Info on the case. Alright. I'll gladly share some with you. Huh? What just happened? Legit, on my broken phone I had Discord and Twitch app that hasn't been updated yet, and it is miles better than the new update once I had downloaded on my sister's phone. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. Detective and lawyer seeking truth and justice side by side. I like it. Just take whatever you want from me, you info bandits. I'm in generous mood today. I don't know. There is something weird about Detective Fulbright today. Well, we need information, so let's run with it. If you say so. Okay. Detective Fulbright, could you give us permission to investigate the crime scene? There is an officer on guard and we can't get in. Whatever should we do? Oh, that's an easy one. I'll let them know over there to let you in. Investigate it to your heart's content. Take a week if you need it. A month even. I shall have some snacks delivered. One of my men gives me a mean neck rub. What's a rub? No, that's okay, but thanks. Definitely not the Fulbright I know. Detective Fulbright's acting snickeringly sweet. It's kinda gross, actually. You think he hit his head on it or something? Who knows? Whatever the case is, it's making our lives much easier. You were here at the Space Center at the time of the incident, weren't you, Detective? That's right, I was here on the security assignment. The police are required to secure rocket launches now. I didn't know that. Yes, well, you know us, to serve and protect. The explosions occurred while I was here on duty, so I started leading the evacuation. It's leaving out a lot of details, but okay. Can you tell us more about what happened? Of course. A bomb went off on the second floor of the main building. Right after that, the one in Launchpad 1 also blew sky high. So I immediately instructed the visitors and the employees to evacuate to the shelter. Shelter? That's right, there is an evacuation shelter in the basement of the Space Center. It's so far down it's almost covered by every text. It's there for accidents and emergencies and the likes. So, where were you when the first bomb went off? I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. The elevator wasn't working on account of the explosion. And the stairs at the 2nd floor were destroyed, so we couldn't go that way. Then wasn't it impossible to get down to the basement shelter? No, we lowered our emergency ladder from the 4th floor window and escaped that way. It was folding ladder, so it was very easy, wasn't very stable. But at least it reached the ground. After I secured the ladder, I left to take another look around at any other survivors. Once everyone else got out safety, I made my way down to... I headed to the shelter. Wow, that's an ordeal, but climbing down an emergency ladder kinda sounds fun. Thank you for your answers, Detective. They were very helpful. Just one moment! I have some more information to share with you. But don't tell Professor Cuter Blackwell about, okay? Well, and Prosecutor Blackwell usually has you as a short leash, too. Well, never mind that. I thought you should know that there was a witness. Who was the witness? Could you tell us more about this witness? Sure thing. The witness was Space Center employee, was on the 4th floor. While she was climbing down, she looked through the window into the 3rd floor launch. So, she was looking into this crime scene from the outside. That's right. It was just a matter of time. But she saw something important. Okay, alright, you did it. Good. Ah, yeah, there we go. Hold on. Difficult to say because I just try to bring up my videos as often as I can, especially 1 week after it has been released, my VODs, but I'm kind of doing it easily. So it's a bit difficult to tell you of like how to get back to things, because it's like more of a personal thing. I would just like I would say like don't put yourself into like too much of a thing, like to bring everything up, because yes, clipping is absolutely fun and there are a lot of people that clips things, but I would say like just try to find something specific you want to clip. Like you don't need to do it for every single stream and like have every VOD, because it's as you say, you have like 50 plus gigabytes. Just slowly but surely try to just find something you feel like is attracting, and just like take something small. Like don't take a whole stream and like try to cut that down into a clip or something, but like anything that you might think is like interesting or stuff, because that would at least simplify of like, rather than having a library and finding one single page from all the books, it would be easier to just have like a few pages and like look through them and like find whatever you like. Just to make it like simpler for you of like having the whole, it feels for you that it takes too long, because first of all, just do it a little like a hobby. So just like you don't think too much of like it has taken this long to do that, because yes, things does happen like that sometimes. So as I say, start small and start slowly, not like try to speed things up and like have everything everywhere so you can like every time reach it, because having too much at the same time, it could be difficult to like find the perfect thing you're looking for. But that is just something I am saying and nothing I can mean, because I can't really say I've been in that situation. So that is also like a mental state, and that's something unfortunately I can't really help. So that's about what I can say about that. That's about all. You don't, but that's the most important thing of all. Wait, what did he do? Oh, apparently she doesn't know what she saw. Don't worry. I'll get around to interviewing her soon enough. Hopefully can do first. She should be somewhere here in the Space Center. You might even run into her. 4th floor employee, huh? Alright. That sounds good. I'll try that when I have time. Yeah, like that's the thing. You really want to do, like you want to do this. But that is basically up to you, whether you want to continue or not. But as I said, like just try to do some small stuff first. Not like having the whole library of like a like a year's worth of streams because I do 4 per week, and there's like again a ton of weeks. But yeah, no problem at all. Like I am not like a psychologist and stuff, so I can't really help with the human mind, but I can always like answer in my perspective, basically. Gee, you sure being cooperative, detective? A little too cooperative, Evan. Yes, well, actually, something you can't talk about. Yes, something like that. Anyway, never mind. Don't worry about me. Well, I'll be on my way now. What's that all about? Something's definitely going on. I'm going to get it out of him the next time I see him. Oh, okay. I'm not sure he'll talk about it though. Well, we have permission to investigate now. Let's head back to the boarding lodge. There you go. Launch. Oh, it's December 19. Apparently we're in a country that it doesn't snow. At the same time, I think it would suppose... Did they say about American stuff? To be honest, I noticed that I can't push myself to do stuff without someone saying, yeah, you should. Whoops, I just did something with a pen here. Hold on, I'm just gonna... There you go. And something you should most of the time, so even you saying that hopefully helps me motivate. Yeah, but sometimes it happens. Like there are sometimes even I feel unmotivated to do stuff, and sometimes someone says, "Yeah, you should try that." Like, okay, I can try that, and then I do it, and then it probably works. Also, sometimes do not care too much of what some people thinks, because you have your perspective and they have theirs, and they are two different things, definitely. I do love to have the gyro thing up there. Ah, you too. Detective Fulbright has granted you permission to investigate. He also said I should bring you some snacks or give you a neck rub too, if you like. That's alright, but thank you for the offer. Well, time to roll up those sleeves and start investigating. Now, let's see. Where was the diagram? This lounge is on the 3rd floor of the main building. And according to Apollo, there's where a third party was killed his friend. Well, let's stop the recap and start looking for traces of this third person then. You read my mind, Athena. We'll make that our first priority. It's just one problem though. This room. It's just so big. Don't worry. We can use this to help us. Space Center pamphlet. For tourists. Yep, picked it up at the entrance. The map inside should come in handy. Yep, here it is. A map of the launch. This is the door we went through to talk to Detective Fulbright. That's the thing, I usually care about my opinion, but I also overthink the other person's opinion and start caring about it too much. I'll try to fix that. I am kind of the same. Because, for example, my last work, I was kind of like feeling like, am I just doing things wrong? And yeah, I will agree with one thing. I'm not a good salesman. I will definitely say that. But I didn't know. And even like Derek from Zegama Stream does say that this is kind of normal. Like, it's very difficult to go into a context of, is this the right or the wrong thing? If you only have your own mind to it. Because like, I didn't know whether I was wrong or right when I did that work. And then I started talking to my co-workers in the same area, and everyone just said, do we agree with you? And that just means, yeah, there is more people than that. So I can definitely understand the whole thing of overthinking, and then when someone person's opinion comes in, it's like caring too much about that, because I do the same when I'm the only one thinking a certain way. Oh yeah, that's the doorway with a fingerprint recognition lock. Well, this map will make things a little easier. There we go, so we have a little diagram. Yep, no more excuses. Let's go track down the third person. Wait, there's just one more thing. What's a strange creature moving around outside the window? Oh, boss, it's just a holographic image. Yeah, I knew that. Also, can you help me figure out something real quick? Sure? Well, probably. I can try at least. There should be a button somewhere in this room to turn the image on and off. That's what it says in the pamphlet anyways. I'm not gonna lie, if I kinda want to build a window like that. I actually have like a secondary screen. I could use that thing. The only thing I would need is like the wood to actually make it. I'm gonna check. Do we have spare wood outside? I might actually have that. I kinda want to make that now. Okay, examine. So, whoa. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, that's the logo. I was kind of confused first. These are apparently oxygen capsules. They're for recovery after training sessions. I wonder if they can change your voice. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Didn't do a thing. It's not helium, Athena, it's oxygen. Oh, hello. What's this? There's some kind of panel with 2 buttons out there. Just push it. That's the invariable principle of buttons. There are such things as button left unpushed. True, but this is on a control. I think it's fine. Yep. Hey, the giant holographic image disappeared. Yeah, so that side of the wall seems kind of barren without it now. Still, let's see if we can find anything new with the image of. Well, first of all, I can't see out. Whoa. Oh no. What is this? Hey, Mr. Wright, take a look at this. This looks like a bullet hole. Oh, it looks like a bullet hole. Great fine, Athena. It's pretty big. Whoever fired this shot must have been using a pretty large gun. Think so? Based on my experience, I'd say this was fired from a regular pistol. But whatever size it was, somebody fired a gun in here, right? Apparently. This is an important fact. Do you see a bullet around here somewhere? No, the police might have taken it though. Yes, we have a bullet hole through the glass. The question is, was it shot from the outside or the inside? Let's ask Detective Fulbright about this bullet hole later. Okay, and do we have anything else? So this is where they discovered clay. I want to ask you, should I just stop editing the Alchemy Star stream and focus on one I like or nah? Depends on what you feel for the stream. Like, if you feel like that is something that you don't like and finding something you like, then yeah, you can like put it on hold for a moment or something like that. That I can only say that's basically up to you. If you feel like the Alchemy Star stream is basically I can't figure out what to do with this, then either let it be and wait, or move over to something that you feel is more something you like. I wrote a long text before the one before and it didn't appear again. Yeah, that is very strange actually. That's a thing that Prosecutor Blackwell mentioned when I was in court with Apollo. He said it contained asteroid samples. Oh right, Detective Crossbones mentioned something about that too, didn't he? That they were brought back only 5 days ago by the probe that the Hat 1 launched. I wonder what it looked like. Do you think they let us see? I can't think of something. Hold on, let me check this actually. Yeah, apparently there isn't like a lot of text on my normal thing either. It's just Twitch doesn't like it. Okay, we've tried that thing. We've tried the capsules as well. So it looks like there's 3 doors that leads out and in of this room. Well, let's check. Drumroll, please. Ta-da! The Space Center pamphlet. we are here at this place that it says boarding launch 1. And there are 3 doors. Let's call them lefty, righty, and downy. Well, essentially, I dread the thought of editing alchemy stores, and I actually want to edit the Phasma one. Then do that instead. Like, them absolutely do that. If you dread doing the alchemy stores one, then try to do another one. So I would say definitely then, if that's what you feel. People usually say west, east, and south. In any case, like this, you know? Details anyway. Let's take a look at the west door. That door with the rocket leads to the launch pad 1. I know because it says on the map launch pad 1 corridor. So that's where we were with the detective. It was filled with smoke after the explosion. Right, next up. Yeah, but like I already put a lot of time and I did quite a lot on the alchemy stores one, so I'm having a hard time to let go, but just let it rest for a moment. You don't, which is a pretty common thing with me, fair enough. But yeah, you don't need to like let it go. It's basically you can let it rest. You know, like when people like draw things or like work with things. Like after a while, they can just come back to the thing and realize what is wrong or what should be done. So just let it be for a moment, and when you come back to it, you might realize, you know what, I want to do it this way. That's a door with a satellite dish icon, signify communication, aka the control room. Yep, that's when it says control room. Looks like it has another door on the opposite side. They communicate and exchange information with rockets and probes into space from there. So, it's the center of Space Center. The Space Center, if you will. Does everybody start talking like Director Cosmos after they have been here a while? But it seemed like they built a new command center on the 6th floor. That was used for the Hat 2 mission, so this control room was empty at the time. I always want to see the inside of a mission control room ever since we were here. I'd love to do that too, but it doesn't look like we were able to. They want to keep curious kids like you out, so the door is protected with fingerprint recognition. Only the director can go through. With that much security, they're definitely not the one they're looking to keep out, Athena. So apparently the lock is also hooked up to a backup generator in case of emergencies. Good to know. Okay, what about that last door? This lower door, excuse me, I mean south door, it leads to the elevators. This is the door we came through when we entered the room, right? Yeah, but seeing the unfinished alchemy stores one is the reason that made me stop, so the way I see it, as long as alchemy stores is not done, I won't be able to work on Phasma because alchemy would just keep floating in the back of my head. That is fair enough as well. Unfortunately, I can't make up your mind. I can give you tips and stuff, but I can't make up your mind. So it's either if you want to just wait a moment and go back to it when you feel for it and do the Phasma while you're at it, or trying to finish it before you go to the Phasma one. Well, that's about it for the 3 Muskedoors of the boarding launch. Thanks. Understanding the layout of the launch could help us understand the case. That's why I thought we'd better have a good grasp of where all the doors go. Okay, fair enough. The question is, what should we do now here? Well, can you pick something for me real quick? Sure. This may be the security camera that recorded astronauts making their escape. Oh, let's commemorate this occasion with a love and peace. If you're done now, shall we move on? Yeah, okay. There's just one more for the road. Very mature. Okay, so that doesn't really do much. I'm trying to figure out here because they did say they saw, like they had a witness. So I think this is a mirror. Does that mean that this is a window? A window. And it's right next to the holographic image too. I bet it is here to help people see the stark contrast between reality and virtual reality. Way off. It says immersive ventilation, you know. Clear smoke from a fire. See, it's pointing out the virtual insanity of reality. Fair enough, I would say. And no matter how I look at it, all I can think of is torture device. But I guess it's training device for getting used to zero gravity. Uh-oh, Athena has an odd glint in her eye. She's thinking of trying that thing out. I should stop her. But I'm afraid she'll just out-muscle me. Hey, Mr. Right. Look at that up there. Whoa, that is actually something. What the hell? Some kind of fragment? It's stuck in tight. Oh, so that was what glint was all about. That kind of looked familiar. I think it's a part of an oxygen tank. Ah, so here we have the problem with that Black Quill talked about before. That basically it was stuck there. Alchemy Stories is a gacha game, right? But it's also a story in it. And in the stream you played the Snow Wolf little girl story quest, but you also played some other miscellaneous gameplay. So what I want to ask is, should I focus on the Snow Wolf girl story or focus on all of the gameplay? If you want to focus on the story, I would say the story itself, the Wolf girl thing. Because yes, this is a gacha, so keeping like the gacha part in, sure, but the rest out perhaps. And if you would want to keep the story in, then I would say keep the Wolf girl story in. Because that is also one of the reasons I've been stumped on working on it. So I would say like, not all the gameplay, because some of it is definitely boring, and that is why it took me like 2 hours to do like a half an hour, 1 hour thing or something like that most of the time. But basically, if you want to have the Wolf Girl thing, I would just keep the Wolf Girl thing, and then also the gacha part, because that is basically a big part of the game itself. The rest, as I said, is basically just me going around doing things because I want to continue doing things. Wait, so Prosecutor Blackwell's theory that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay down the ladder must be wrong. This proves that both of the astronauts were alive when they reached the boarding launch. So Apollo was right. The scene of the murder wasn't the launch pad. Yeah, way to go, Apollo. Interesting, so we did find some good stuff in here. I wonder what this big knob is for. It looks like the knob on a stove. Well, it's the same shape, but I think that's where the similarities ends. I mean, it's behind glass pane. What kind of stove would require knob security like this? Oh, I have a mosquito in here. There we go. Smack the mosquito. You know, that's a good idea. And it just made sense. I'll write that down. Do that. It's like when I asked Neon for some stuff about the tabletop RPG, I actually wrote it down because it did make a lot of sense. Right, if it was for a stove, so I wonder what it's really for. Something turned on by a knob that's not a stove. How about the rocket engine? If you had to start an engine here, the rocket would take off before you could get in. Well, I guess we can say it now, it's that it's a mystery knob. I know also did some British slang as well, knob, so yeah. So this is the fingerprint recognition device. Yes, you must put your hand on this hand mark. Well, I guess we can try. Now to line up a hand and up with the outline. Don't, Athena, this thing is related to the case. You'll get your prints all over that, and the next thing you know, you'll be named as suspect. Why can't it be so cool little girl like me? I'm buying those tears, Missy. Fair enough. Can I actually go somewhere? That's the question. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Move. Not really. I can go and check the bullet hole, actually. Oh, no, okay. Apparently, I forgot he actually left. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk to her because that's basically just like giving some tips and stuff. We don't really need that right now. I think we've done mostly everything in here. A mirror! I thought of them. I thoughtful to put one on here. Thoughtful. So the ladies can fix their makeup. One's appearance is just as important in space as it is on Earth, you know? You never know when you're going to run into some other life form, after all. I doubt anybody who thinks that like that would ever become an astronaut in the first place. Oof. Burn. I probably could put a theme on that one and just having her like a little just having her hanging over there. Cannot go anywhere. It's just like making sure she's. I know where she is somewhere. Here's another amazing piece of equipment. Walk on the surface of the moon, it says. Oh boy, I want to try it. Gravity is really weak on the moon, so I bet I could do some mid-air somersaults. We're still on Earth, remember? Besides, connected to the ceiling. Well, at least I could jump really high. There's a sign on the wall that very clearly says don't jump too high. And what's this? What good is this thing? Didn't I say in the beginning, walk on the surface of the moon? Fair, actually. Hold on, just scratching my eye a bit. What's this? Trapdoor. It's a trash chute. The cleaning robots throw the garbage out from here. The robots do cleaning. The futuristic world we live in. I just hope they don't revolt like they do in science fiction movies. No way, all the robots here are very nice. Actually, wasn't there one in the Launchpad 1 corridor? You can go say hi to it if you want. Should I do that? Fuck it, you know what, let's go and do that. First, I'm just gonna go and check the last things in here because I don't think I have much more to check. Let's see, this door is... Where's that pamphlet? Here we are! It's the door to the corridor that leads to Launchpad 1. We went through it earlier when we went to Detective Fulbright. So I guess the security locks must be disengaged now, right? They say the corridor was filled with smoke at the time of the bombing. This thing besides the door, this must be the fingerprint recognition device. Which reminds me, I think Prosecutor Blackwell talked about it in the trial. The notion of a third party in Launchpad 1 is utterly absurd. Just to enter the area, yeah. You must pass through a door guarded by a fingerprint recognition device. Yeah, so now we know they can be a third party because both of them were alive out here. Then this means that the bomber's prints were verified by the system. But the number of authorized personnel was supposedly to be really small. Voila! Fingerprint powder! Bought it just in case of something like this came up. I found it at the office. I've been just itching there for a chance to use it. Wow, way to think ahead. Now let's test the fingerprint recognition device and see what we can find. You got it. Now to sprinkle some here, and a little over there, and... What do you mean by foom? Bro, you ever just delay playing a game because you're so close to the ending, or because you're not ready to finish it? No, I either delay a game because there's something I really did not like with at a specific part or something, or it was very difficult, so I just let it go for a moment. Let's see what we have here. Oh, we got something. Ah, it's only a single set of prints. Isn't it kind of a good thing? Sure wish you could figure out whose prints these are. Although I doubt they're lucky to get the culprit's fingerprints on the first try. So no, I've never really had a problem of finishing a game. It's very sad of finishing a game because it's been a very good game if I ever play them, but you just play them after a while. Right, the security footage of the door too. Yes, here it is. It came up in court the other day. I'm sure we could see the part of the footage just after this bit. Oh, because that would be right before the murder, wouldn't it? Let's just ask the detective. With the mood he is in, he'll probably show it to us right away. Yeah, it's almost too good for mood today. Let's go and see if we can find him once again, once we're done with this room. Aren't we done with this room? I don't really have much more to check. There's some pretty futuristic looking furniture over there. According to the pamphlet, those are no ordinary chairs. They're like amusement park teacup rides. You can power them yourself, it says. If you spin the table around, your chair spins too. Why would anybody want to have something like that here? It's for astronauts to have trouble with the device on the ceiling. No vertical spins. It says it's a training device that's easy on the eyes and on the body. Can a person really call himself an astronaut if he can't handle zero-G? That's such a weird thing. I think I've checked everything. There isn't really anything else I can check in here. Because we check... Oh wait, hold on, is there anything more over here? Nah, it's basically just a glass pane here, there's no problem. Because that's legit me with Persona 3 on... with Tales of the Abyss. Persona 3, I'm so close to the final boss, and I know the ending is emotional, but Tales of the Abyss, I'm like at least halfway through, and it's just the thought of finishing it and not being able to... Well, that's the thing, you can just replay a game. I do that sometimes. Especially with games I really like, so... Personally, it's nothing really I worry about too much. Like, take me for example, I've played another Code R for at least 4 times. You really think it's a problem for me to actually just play a game once again? Okay, I can't talk to the robot. We need to do something else. Shit! What do I need to do? There is something in here I feel like that we missed then. Talk. What to do? Any ideas? I can't present evidence to her because that's not gonna help. So... I am missing a small piece of something. And I don't know what. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. But the holographic image of the screen is completely black, which for some reason makes me think of losing an argument with it. Yeah, we've already seen this. We have already said that before. Which makes this done. Okay, so what do we have? This is done, this is done. Apparently this, high voltage. Oh, there is something down here. Huh. Hey, I see something shiny down there. Let's take this cover off them. We found the bullet. We found the bullet. What's this? It looks like a metal jelly bean. It's really small, but it's a bullet. It's only about 2-3 millimeters in diameters. Hold on, how much is that in diameters? Which means it's basically the whole way through. 2-3 millimeters! Holy shit, that's tiny! I actually have a ruler here by me. I am making this right now. It is freaking tiny! I can't explain how tiny. You have to like have a measurement yourself to basically figure this out. But it's like, it's really tiny. Yeah, but those two are JRPGs. I already put like 800 hours, I think, into Persona. So replaying that just sounds rough. And not to mention the post game I wanted to do. That is fair, but that's things I do. Even I like replay some JRPGs now and then. Probably not directly, but I do it. Let's see, that would make it the caliber 10. caliber refers to the diameter of a gun's barrel, right? Yes. But I never heard of a 10 caliber gun before. This bullet must be a special kind of gun. I bet if you tried firing a bullet this small with a regular sized gun, it would just fall right out. Yeah, it must have been a really small gun. I wonder how the bullet ended up here. I mean, we're in the bottom left on the south door side of the room, according to this map. That's pretty far from where Clay's body was found. People at least didn't look here. Yeah, no problem, Gani. Have a wonderful rest. Absolutely, have a wonderful rest and do take care tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow because I am gonna do some more Unicorn Overlord. Hope you have a good evening and good night. Yes, same to you, Gani. Take care. I'm just gonna continue for about 20 minutes around. Yes, hopefully I have a good day tomorrow. As I said, recently my brain has just been bleh. But not much I can do about that. Welcome to Space Center guests. Welcome. Yikes, what's in the world? My name is Ponko. P-O-N-K-O. Ponko! Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you looking around? Choose one. I will guide you. I realized something with this robot, which is the worst thing I just realized. It has eyelashes, which kind of makes it look a bit more female. But because I'm reading, I realized there's something on the robot's body as well. I was like, okay, you gave this robot a chest. Fair enough. It's a robot. I am not a robot, I am Ponko. Psychological observation and navigation companion. Ponko. Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up. Oh, Ponko, I have missed you. Do you know this thing, Athena? Oh, she showed us around the last time I was here with Apollo. Oh, such a good girl, Ponko. That's a good girl. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy, very happy. Wow, a guide robot. That's pretty cool. My name is Phoenix Wright. Nice to meet you. I don't know you. Huh? Ouch, that hurts. Oh, she has to register people she meets for the first time. Please register him, Ponko. Certainly, commencing guest registration. Please tell me your name. Nickname is fine too. His name is Phoenix. A bit overfamiliar, but I'll allow it. Phoenix, please let me get a good look at your face. Sure. Registering. Facial recognition sequence complete. We are now officially friends. Nice to meet you, Phoenix. This robot's pretty cute. You made a friend, boss. Isn't that great? Phoenix, Athena, allow me to guide you. Right this way. Oh, goody. Let's go, boss. Go where? We haven't really said where we're gonna need to go. Where are you guiding us? Oh. Heyo. Where are we, actually? This might be Launchpad 1. No, 2? No, 2. Because I think they reuse it as a museum or something, if I don't remember it correctly. I do love it's a museum and they still have the alien things up there just to make it a bit quirky. Wow. What is this place? Is that a rock? Is that rocket real? Welcome. The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Learn about the history of our nation's space development and the Hat 1 project. The rocket is just a replica, but it's the same size of the real one. Space Museum. Oh, it's here on the map. Yes, it was that. Launchpad 2 is the Space Museum. Okay, so it's on the exact opposite side of the main building, Launchpad 1. Interesting. Ask me anything, I will explain. Do you know the murderer? This is quite a place. I can't believe we get to see a rocket this close up. This is a replica of Hat 1 that was launched 7 years ago. It's exactly like the real Hat 1 inside and out. Its little brother, the Hat 2, was supposed to launch the other day. I wonder if Pumpkin knows why the launch was cancelled. Over there is an exhibit about the launch 7 years ago. Check it out, check it out. Spacesuit, photos, newspaper articles. I like to come here again on my day off. Hey, what's this photo of? Phoenix, that's the staff of Hat 1 project. Oh, there's Mrs. Starbucks. It looks so young and different. It really does. Ah, that's... What is it, Athena? Something wrong? Oh, nothing. I just thought Mrs. Starbucks looked really young too, that's all. Well, it was 7 years ago after all, so... The young guy standing next to him, Mrs. Starbuck, is Clyteran, the victim. They were mentor and prodigy even way back then. And it's even got one of the staff jackets, who looks just like a regular staff member. Now, Clay was still a student then, he just borrowed one of Solomon's old jackets. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Clay would have still been in high school 7 years ago. Everybody looks so happy. The Space Museum is great. What a fantastic exhibit. This area is used to be Launchpad 2. That's why the only entrance is on the 3rd floor. Wouldn't it be better if they made a new ground floor entrance instead? There was talk of it, but they had to scrap their plans because of the budget cuts. Budget cuts, budget cuts. We need more money. Money. We could record that kind of information into a guide robot. While it was in space, the Hat 1 launched a probe called Hope. The Hope probe collects some samples from an asteroid and returned 5 days ago. So Director Cosmos said. He told us it came back the day before Clay was killed. And here it is, the Hope space probe. I think I've seen that logo somewhere before. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's in the capsule that the victim was carrying. I think it had the same logo. I think it can be seen in the photo attached to the autopsy report. Maybe she'll give me some more information of it or show it up to her. The way the Space Center launchpad is set up is really cool. Would you like me to tell you about it? Would you? The setup of the launchpad. Go gentle on my spiky-haired mind. Oh, I want to know. Phoenix wants to know too. Great. Now Athena got a case of the pinko itties. Hooray, hooray, I will tell you then. The rocket is built right inside the launchpad structure. When the rocket is complete, it's moved along with the launchpad over the rails. And brought into position at the launch site. Isn't it cool? Isn't it? We used to have a big budget, so that's how we could build it all. It's very cool. Grand setup for the suits an important place like the Space Center. Guess everyone is hoping for a bigger budget next year, myself included. I'm guessing the whole thing is operated from the control room, huh? That it is, but it also can be operated from the new command center too. Either way, the safety lock in the boarding roll launch has to first be disengaged. Just before a big move like that can be carried out, there were all kinds of procedures. I would love to see the launch pad being moved. When's the next one scheduled for? Searching data. All future plans have been put on hold because of the bombing and the murder, I'll bet, which is perfectly understandable. Well, when was the last time it was moved? Searching data. I'm sorry, that answer isn't in my answer database. I guess Poker can only answer certain questions. Okay, we were supposed to show them something. This mark. Ponko, do you recognize this capsule here in the top right? Checking registered data. I know, it's the Hope capsule. It was carried inside the Hope probe. It contained the asteroid samples, right? Yes, it was designed to store the samples gathered by the Hope probe. It's been stored in the safe in the Launchpad 1 ever since it returned to Earth. That explains why they had it. Because it was stored in the safe in Launchpad 1. So when they brought it back, that's why it was there. It must not be removed. It must not be removed. Don't worry, Ponko. The people in charge already know what happened. They do. I must ask them later. So the capsule was being kept in Launchpad 1, huh? The Clay was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion. The Space Center staff must have been really excited to finally get the capsule back. It's a pity the incident occurred before they got a chance to check the contents. Well, the police look into the evidence, so we'll have to wait a bit longer. Well, we certainly learned a lot about the museum today. Thank you, Ponko. You explained everything very well. I'd love to explain. Thank you for listening. Thank you. You two are like old friends. It's hard to believe you just met recently. It's because Ponko is so friendly. Well, that should be... What should we investigate next? Let's go find Detective Fulbright. We have things to ask him about. Let's see, the security footage and the fingerprint data, was it? Okay then, let's go back to the Launchpad 1 corridor. Bye, Ponko. See you later. Come again, and don't forget to visit the gift shop. Poor Ponko. What a Dickensian life we're all forced to lead. Don't know what I mean by that, but okay. So, where am I supposed to go? Nope, he's not here. Oh, here we are. What should I do? Which path is the path of justice? There's Detective Fulbright. He still seems to be lost, even though he's a straight corridor. Let's hope he's still in a cooperative mood as well then. If he doesn't cooperate, we'll just have to use my powers on him. Do you mean that lady in distress bit? Okay. We had the fingerprint data. Wait, did I need to ask about it? Oh yeah, we had to. Detective, we'd like to run comparisons of some prints we found on the boarding launch. Ah, yes. I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to the case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. This is quite a bit of data. Well, when I said everyone, I mean it. Prosecutor Blackwell said to dig deep, so that is what I did. It sure took a while, though. Oh, he got to Apollo's and my prints. He even got prints of all the robots. Guess when Blackwell said dig deep, Fulbright didn't bother to ask how deep. Clay's fingerprints are here too. Yeah, because they did actually do that when they talked about getting off his glove. I still can't believe he took off his glove to get his fingerprints. Yes, well, you can't blame me for thinking they're important to this case. There are a lot of doors that require fingerprint verification in the launch. So depending on whose print we find, it can completely change the tide of both sides. Makes sense. After all, the culprit did get them past the fingerprint lock somehow. Oh, I'll take this picture. It might come in handy. Isn't it just a photo of the launchpad 1 door? Yep, but Prosecutor Blackwell seemed really interested in this photo for some reason. What's so important about this door? I'm starting to wonder that now, like, what is important with this thing? It's me, but boy, could you see the gears in his head go into hyperdrive at it. This is going to be a major point of contention tomorrow. Why? Hey, don't forget about the print comparison, boss. Right, Detective Fulbright, do you think you could run the test for us right now? You just leave it to me, in justice with trust. It cannot be that difficult. You basically just have to, like, either do the beeping thing or just look through them a bit. Okay, here we go. Well, it looks like it was Mr. Starbuck who opened the security door. I must have opened it when they went to go board the rocket. His heart must have been full of hopes and dreams for his space adventure right then. Okay, so now we know that at least. It's just his fingerprints. We found a bullet hole in the wall at the crime scene. You did? Our team found that too. It was Detective Arm who fired that bullet. Detective Arm? That's right, a warning shot for the defendant. Was it really such a high-threat situation that she needed to do that? I'm afraid I don't know the details. What with Detective Arm gone and all. But I thought there were 2 people who discovered the crime scene together. We already know Detective Cosmos will testify tomorrow, so tomorrow will be about what he knows. Hey, you're pretty smart. That's exactly what we're planning to serve as a main course. Hope it's going to go down easy. We were also going to ask about this, right? About the security footage that was taken in the boarding launch camera 1. Oh, that footage! Go ahead and ask me anything you like about it. Is there any way we could see a little more of it just after this? Easy as pie, I'll gladly show you. Here we go. Okay, so what you gonna show us? So this is the main one. The screen went blank. Yes, apparently after the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires. There's no footage after this point. Oh, fair enough. Ah, why don't you just say that from the beginning? Okay, so the video ends immediately after the scene. Something definitely seems to be up with you, detective. You're usually unusually cooperative. Well, I just figured it'd work out together. We'll get that much closer to justice, right? But it seems like something's really been bothering you. You don't have some ulterior motive, do you? Yeah. Well, I do not know what you're talking about. I would never do anything like that. Oh, hey-oh. This has been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while. But those are definitely psych locks. Did you just mouth psyched? Is there something I should be psyched about? No, psych locks. It's a system of locks on the screen in a person, on the secrets in a person's heart. I can see when people are trying to hide those secrets by using the power of this Magatama. Something evidence can break those locks and reveal any secrets that they're hiding. Mr. Wright, how much did they bilk you out for that piece of rock? If you were very swindled, I know some lawyers I can introduce you to. I'm more than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. It is some kind of fraud, and it really works. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. But I guess seeing is believing. Allow me to show you. Nice! We're doing this again. I know like some of these things has only been shown once or twice or something like that. For example, the lie thing or this thing. But they are focusing more on Athena's thing at the same time. But it's kind of glad going back to these just because this has been like a thing from the first game or the first game of this series and like stuff like that. So I kind of like it. I think you're hiding something, detective. So why did you just tell us about it? What to do? Which path? The path of justice. The Fulbright is really in agony. But this is as the issue to thorn up over. Justice. I really understand what's been bothering you, detective. I truly do. Something happened that goes against your principles, isn't that right? No. I don't know what you're talking about. Until the explosion occurred, everything was just fine. Is that a fact? Yep. Peaceful as peace can be, everyone whistling a happy tune as they did their job. You never saw more relaxed guard detail for the routine rocket launch. I don't really think the guard detail was so relaxed as you claim, as long as this exists. Which thing?
Take that!
Apparently I was wrong. Luckily it doesn't take energy because I guess it's not like a main mechanic thing any longer.
Take that!
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of polices here. Before the explosions, what was supposed to happen here was a rocket launch. And yet security was so tight that they even brought in a special task force. There. I'd hardly describe that as a relaxed guard detail. Ugh. There we go. Now, hold on just a moment. The entire nation had their eyes on this extremely important rocket launch. That's why it's called on a special security detail. As versatile as you are, I can certainly believe that's true. Let's say it's very strange that this person would be a part of that detail from the outset.
Take that!
Yeah, why is a detective there? It is an arm specialized in bomb cases. The fact that she was here on hand means that you people knew there was the possibility of a bombing that could occur. You got me, Mr. Right. There you go. So they knew about the bombing, huh? Interesting. Fascinating. Alright, I concede. You win. It's just as you say. A few days before the launch, they were warned about a potential bomb. But the plans to launch went ahead and in spite of the threat. But why? Why would they plan to do if someone got hurt or killed? Yeah, I know. The decision to move forward wasn't exactly just, was it? How was the warning delivered? By phone and by directly to Director Cosmos. But the police department instructed everybody to keep it under wraps. That's a big thing to keep quiet about. No wonder you were so upset. But there's not only that. I've been distraught about Prosecutor Blackwell as well. Prosecutor Blackwell? Well, as his handler, I'm sure you have a lot of difficulties. That's not it. It's a question of justice. I have been wondering about why he's allowed to stand in court. Reason is still prosecuting. Detective Fulbright, please tell us everything you know. Okay, interesting. I kind of want to know about this before we end. Well, talking to you folks about it would definitely be breaking the rules. Never mind that. What rules but things to be broken, right? Well, tell you the truth, having a prisoner as a prosecutor is highly irregular. I think we guessed that much, yeah. So why is it being allowed? I've been wondering and wondering about it. So you weren't told why either, huh? No, I guess the order came from pretty high up the ladder. Yeah, it would have been. But Prosecutor Blackwell told me the hunt I have been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. 7 years past? Phantom, huh? And not one of the friendly variety either, I gather. This phantom of 7 years. An idea what he was talking about? Not a clue! But they seem to think that this phantom is behind this whole incident somehow. Wait a minute. He thinks they may be connected to this case. Yep. This case has been way too many similarities to what happened 7 years ago. For starters, that case happened right here at this very space center too. And in both incidents, a threat was issued via telephone. So that's why Prosecutor Blackwell thinks that this incident is the work of the Phantom. Well, that's not the entire reason. I mean, if you want to talk about 7 years ago. Well, Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty of murder. That massive case is what started the whole dark age of the law. To see this Phantom and Prosecutor Blackwell conviction might be related. Yeah, I can see why you think that. This incident and the Phantom, not to mention Blackwell's past, it's almost too inconceivable that he would come head to head here. This might sound crazy, but Prosecutor Blackwell can't possibly believe Mr. Starbuck is a Phantom person, right? I mean, he was acting kind of strange during the last trial and all.
Silence.
I think he actually might be, because he went still to full-on mode. Like, that happens after, like, the half the case. That happened directly. No, I doubt that he thinks Mr. Starbuck is his Phantom. But I do get the feeling that he thinks the defendant has tied to them. Which is why he's acting so impatient. He's got a personal grudge against Mr. Starbuck. And that's not real justice. I've always trusted Prosecutor Blackwell's judgment until now. But this time I'm just so overwrought about it all. He has lost his ability to think rationally, I'm afraid might lead to a false conviction. I've seen Detective Fulbright so tormented. This must have been why he's been so cooperative. Don't worry, that's exactly what the defense lawyers are working to prevent. I feel bad for Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm going to be rooting for your team this time. Don't tell him that. You have to promise you don't. I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart. You are the only ones who can stop him in his court. You really care and want what's best for Prosecutor Blackwell, don't you? Leave the courtroom to us. It's not like we want a guilty verdict either. I was hoping you would say that. I'm really grateful to the two of you. To show my thanks, I'll give you another bit of information. It is about the eyewitness. I saw her hanging around the Space Center entrance until a while ago. Really? Then let's go and find her, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you two, I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm going to work hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you. Okay, there we go. There he goes. Wait, were we supposed to say injustice with trust back there though, too? Let's go see the witness now. Alright, Space Center entrance this is. Oh my god, it's actually gonna pick us over there. Huh. I do wonder who it is. I'm pretty certain it might be one of the people in the picture that we saw before, but I don't know who. So I am gonna save here, but I am gonna check first who it is. I'm gonna skip this because I did save before this. I'm not gonna talk here. I'm just gonna check. I'm pretty certain that thing is broken. Oh yeah, that thing is fried. I don't know why, but this room is kind of freaking me out. Fair enough. Oh, that's the one. Okay, then we know. Oh, okay, I could feel that one.